This channel is sponsored by Pro Football Focus. NFL, college, and fantasy data for every player, every play, every game. Visit ProFootballFocus.com to learn more. Welcome back to the Saints Franchise Prospect Spotlight, where we go into NCAA 14 after scouting players from the Saints draft class, recreate them so I can show you guys some game tape so you guys can follow along and take a look at these players on more than just a spreadsheet. Today we are looking at safeties. That's both free and strong safeties. And we're going to start things off with our number 5 ranked safety. Out of UL Monroe, it is Ali Cohen's free safety and a projected 4th round pick. Cohen's is a playmaker in that secondary, 6 foot 199 at 22 years old, and he's a guy who pretty much has just done a lot in terms of ball hawking and making plays for his team. He's forced 4 fumbles so far this season, and he has 5 interceptions to boot on top of it. And while UL Monroe is not exactly a big-name school, he is a very productive player for them. He is the leader of that defense. He's the one who's calling out plays for the secondary, working on alignment, etc. And you need a big, playmaking, sideline-to-sideline free safety to be successful at any level in terms of football. So Ali Cohen's has definitely proven to be that at UL Monroe, and he's a special player that we really like. But he is, like I said, our 5th best prospect. Next up, we have Leonard Olate, our 2nd best prospect in this class, or the 2nd best from this free safety class, a projected 2nd round pick. He's 5'11", 203, 21 years old, out of Pitt. Olate is more of a zone corner. Think along the lines of a Jarius Byrd, but with more speed to him. You know, previous Jarius Byrd, when he was with the Bills, when he was just an excellent player who could do a lot. That's basically what Leonard Olate does. He can hit hard, he's a really good zone safety, and he can pursue the ball carrier from sideline to sideline as well. Not exactly great in man coverage, but at free safety, man coverage is not exactly a normal responsibility for him, especially not in this Pitt defense with the caliber of corners that they have around. So pretty much, he's a guy who's always trying to look back to the quarterback, and he's a very good player as well. Next up, we have Myles Stanford out of Illinois, 6 foot 215 at 22 years old. He is a projected 1st round pick, but he's our 3rd best safety. We don't have any game tape on our 1st best safety, Julius Booker out of Lehigh. But sticking with Myles Stanford, he is another zone type of free safety. He hits a little bit, not as hard as Olate, and he doesn't go for the big hit as much. He's more of a wrap tackler, more of a prototype in terms of size and speed, where he just kind of flies around the field and tries to make plays. But he's not as refined as some of the other guys. He's a little bit more of a project than what you'd expect. He kind of profiles as a Keanu Neal type, where he might be able to be in the box a little bit. He's good in coverage, he's a good tackler, he can hit hard, but he's not someone that is extremely dependable down in and down out, but the potential is absolutely there with him, and you'd like to have him on your team for the long haul just because of how good he could be. Obviously, that's projecting talent forward, but Myles Stanford does have the size, the speed to be a good free safety in the NFL. Time will tell, though, if the mental and the skills can follow suit. Also, he's really good at snuffing out screens. That's something that he has specialized in at Illinois. In a second, we are going to be profiling over to our next prospect. I just wanted to show you one more clip of Stanford chasing somebody down from behind because he really does that well. All right, on to Wake Forest, Desmond Styles, a projected 4th round pick. He's our 9th best safety prospect, and the reason for that, he's just a hard hitter. He's not really refined in coverage at all. But he's 6'4", 228 at 22 years old. He is a run-stopping type of safety despite playing free safety. Profile's better as a strong safety in the NFL, but he is easily the hardest hitter in this draft class. He just lays people out. And with that size and strength, and it's a devastating combination. He was one of the most feared defenders in the nation, even though they played at Wake Forest. Like I said, not very refined. He'll miss his targets going for the big hit occasionally, but He is someone that you always have to be aware of, especially as a receiver. You don't want to be in the vicinity of Desmond Styles when he's trying to square you up and you're trying to make a play, because he will absolutely flatten you. And he's also a very good blitzer, something that you don't see a ton of at the safety position. Up next, we have, out of Hawaii, Eugene Carlisle, the first strong safety I'm showing you, the actually only strong safety I'm showing you. He's a projected 3rd round pick. He's my 4th best safety. Like I said, he's out of Hawaii, 6 foot 201 at 22 years old, and he's more of a zone strong safety, where he's a guy who, he's not going to hit you as hard, but he's going to be a very consistent wrap tackler. He's really good at working over the middle of the field in a linebacker type zone role as well. He's just a very good player. He's a very consistent player as well, who does a good job of being, well, I guess, disciplined in his zone would be the right way to put things. He's also a capable man cover guy, and he always has his eyes in the backfield because of his zone presence, and he's one of those guys that you look at and say, okay, well, he's going to line up and he's going to always know where the ball is. Next up, we have Antoine Worthy. I believe this is the last prospect of the, yes, Antoine Worthy out of Northwestern, free safety, a projected 4th round pick, our 6th best prospect in this safety class. 6'1", 229. He's 24 years old, so he's a little bit on the older side. He spent his entire college career at Northwestern. Another big hitter, not as great in terms of coverage skills, but he's a good tackler. He's a big hitter. He's a guy who loves to just chase down the ball carrier, a relentless motor as a safety. He's someone that on a big play, he'll be the guy chasing him down the sideline from the opposite side of the field. He's just very consistent, someone you want on your team from a mental standpoint, from a leader standpoint, and that's why he's been the captain at Northwestern for the past 3 seasons. I hope you guys enjoyed. We have one more prospect spotlight coming up next. It is the wide receiver. It's the wide receivers. It's going to be really fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Moonlightswami, and I will be talking to you guys later. Peace!